Hello and thank you so much for joining us in this edition of the Primetime News on Canal International. Here are your top stories. Nganje Breeze, the primary school teacher who was captured in a viral video torturing a pupil, has been arrested. Breeze was apprehended this afternoon after an investigation was launched by the police of the 8th Police District hours after they stumbled on the shocking video. Plus, Cameroon's head of state, President Paul Biya, has put smiles on the faces of victims of the Olympic state stampede that left 8 dead. A total of more than 80 million francs CFA, representing 10 million for each victim's family, was today handed as compensation to their loved ones. The package was handed by the Central Regional Governor, Nasiri Paul Biya, on behalf of the head of state. Those were our major stories. More welcome to this edition of the news on Canal International. Now, Nganje Breeze, a 26-year-old primary school teacher who was caught in a viral video molesting a pupil, has been arrested this day in Douala. His apprehension comes after an investigation was launched by the 8th Police District as after the shocking video that left tongues wagging. This report with you, Morindi.
Social media Friday morning has attracted widespread condemnation. A teacher is seen torturing his pupil with the use of a machete to the point of death. The child is stark naked. Angered by the happenings, the search for the school is launched by an official of the Human Rights Commission in the littoral. Kolobo Marie Claire is said to have sent out the first signals that pulled out even the divisional officer for Douala 3. She says a false information about the school misled them, making it hard for them to quickly identify the school. Few hours later, crowds of persons are gathered at Laureate Nursery and Primary School, where the scene occurred. The 26-year-old teacher, Nganje Breeze, attempted to escape but was quickly apprehended by the police and gendarme officers. His accomplice, Chi Ivan, the boy who filmed the images, was also taken away for investigation. Speaking off camera, the accused said his aim was to correct the child, a claim which some neighbors concluded, so adding that it was the boy's mother, Yvonne, who ordered for him to be disciplined, but not to the point of death, many cried out. The mother, Kemonye, was nowhere to be found around the school premises at the time of the arrest of the teacher. All attempts to reach her on phone was futile. The 9-year-old, clad 5 people, tortured, was seen in his classroom Friday morning, and the scars of the torture are all over his body. Though still traumatized, he explains, the school has been sealed while Nganje Breeze and Chi Van are behind bars, while Kemonye Isaac is reported to have been ferried to the judicial police in Bonanjo for further investigation.
Face the full arm of the law. We take you to the nation's capital, Yaoundé, where 2 gangs of alleged forgers, one specialized in the fabrication of fake seals and stamps for administrative documents, and the other in charge of acts of rape and attacks, are presently in gendarmerie custody. The accused were presented before the press this day in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. Our reporter Beatrice Ngamu was there and now tells us more.
The working material for the first gang of forgers on display here, stamps and seals carrying the names of top government and administrative authorities. Through their modus operandi, business was flourishing until the Lonkak Gendarmerie got the vibes. Complaints from numerous victims. The 6 men and women, supposed forgers, were caught at Lonkak, just behind the Yaoundé 1 DO's office, at their secretariat.
Oui, lorsque vous voyez des femmes et des hommes, c'est
Men
le
and
travail à
women
la
together
chaîne.
in chain operation.
Ils font semblant
They
d'avoir
pretend
des
to have
secrétariats
secretariat, the
derrière
photocopy
les bâtiments
machine,
administratifs,
behind the administrative
les
building.
photocopieuses, mais
But they
derrière, ils
deviate
déroutent les
candidates going in
candidats
for administrative
qui
examinations.
postulent au concours
Once the
administratif.
competitive entrance
Lorsqu'on lance un
examinations
concours,
are
ces
launched,
gens-là
they
se
lead
placent
astray
devant
candidates who
les
want
édifices
easy routes without knowing it is complicated to sign their documents very fast.
Dans les bâtiments et leur propose que les documents seront signés dans les brefs délais.
The second gang operates with this vehicle. Karina Mack plying the Yaoundé-Obala highway, attacking and raping their victims taken as passengers.
Ils opéraient entre Obala et la ville de Yaoundé.
They operate between Obala and Yaoundé. We succeeded to target them and arrested 2 out of the 5. 3 of them raped a woman.
Quand même à violer une dame. 3 sont passés sur la dame.
Investigation is ongoing. The gendarmerie is calling on the population to be vigilant and to reach out to their toll-free number, 113. In the days ahead, the supposed criminals will be before the state attorney.
And administrative authorities in the Mongo division are stepping up sensitization campaigns against cholera. The sensitization campaign, championed by the divisional officer, comes after 2 people died of the epidemic, as we hear in the following report, with you, Stephanie Chin.
A contact tour of the divisional officer of Loom in the Mongo division to the population of Bonawo locality. During this meeting, the chief of Bonawo, in his speech, tabled challenges faced by the community. I hope that my challenges have been taken into consideration by the right person who will in turn communicate to the hierarchy. The divisional officer, while addressing the population, also seized the opportunity to sensitize them on the possible spread of cholera if measures are not taken. With houses closer to swampy areas housing mosquitoes and other insects, I believe one can easily contract the disease. We know that there has been an increase of cholera in the Mongo division, and the act of keeping our environment clean plays a big role in staying safe. We know that there has been an increase of cholera in the Mongo division, and the act of keeping our environment clean plays a big role in staying safe from the disease, which is high time it's eradicated. The major problem raised by the inhabitants is the acute shortage of potable water, which exposes them to many diseases. The rivers from which we are supposed to get water to use has been dried up by people who sell land to others for construction. Inhabitants have expressed hopes that problems tabled will attract favorable answers in the days ahead.
Betty Asomo has congratulated his collaborators for showing a positive image of the Cameroon Army during celebrations or at the 8th edition of the International Trade Fair ongoing in Yaoundé Promote. Joseph Betty Asomo was speaking during a visit to the Yaoundé Conference Center. Our reporter Umul Kusumi was there and brought back this report.
Sounds of the drums, flute, music to welcome visitors running to come and discover the content of the military stand. Civilians in their numbers seeking to enhance their knowledge on military aspects. There is the nature of the work, working tools, and many other aspects. Their stands at the Promote Business Exhibition Forum had the honor this Thursday to welcome the Minister of Defense, who appreciated the work done by his collaborators.
Our appreciation is very, very positive. The presence of the Army and the Gendarmerie here is aimed at showing the public the different faces of their job, what they are doing for the nation. We want to thank and congratulate our collaborators who are here since last Saturday and who will continue to be here till the closing ceremony of this exhibition.
Joseph Betty Asomo used the opportunity to thank the visiting youth and call on others to come and clarify their worries.
And we are satisfied, as I said, of what we have seen. And we want to thank the public, the youth, the young men. And that's also an occasion for us to strengthen the link between the nation and defense and security forces.
The military runs over 11 stands at the platform at the Yaoundé Conference Center, ready to clarify Cameroonians on the military norms.
Est-ce qu'on n'utilise que, on emploie que les militaires? On leur explique qu'on emploie.
And the president of Cameroon's football governing body, Fecafoot, Samuel Eto'o, has called on the 2009 Bureau and then the regional delegates to give peace a chance. Samuel Eto'o made the plea this Thursday in a consultation meeting with the football managers in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, in the presence of our reporter, Hyacinthia. His report.
12 years after, they are here in their numbers to answer the urgent call of circumstances of their son and liberator of Cameroon football, Samuel Eto'o. 44 out of 76 delegates of the 2009 era present in this historic consultation meeting, and amongst the absentees, many of blessed memory. An emotional moment for the Fecafoot president as he addressed the then football managers with a heavy message of peace and reconciliation. I am your son, and I will talk to you like a son before the parents. I had prepared a written address for you, but I will keep that aside and talk to you with the heart. Samuel Eto'o challenged the disgruntled delegates that time has come for all to bring out Cameroon football from bondage by burying all the grudges. Dear parents, we have the assignment to restore peace in this football family. We have to show Cameroonians that football is our pride. That is the only thing that gives us joy, and it can also tear us apart. Dear parents, I am kneeling before you to say sorry. I plead with you to give an opportunity to our football. I plead that you bring in your contributions in this football house. We all have a place in this house. It is ours. No one is more legitimate than another. I plead you all come out so that together we improve Cameroonian football. The 4 times African Ballon d'Or reminded them that the long overdue squabble at the Cameroon Football Federation has killed the dreams of many young Cameroonians, and it is time for all that to be thrown behind and bring back football to be played in the pitches, not in offices nor in courts. The all-time Cameroonian top scorer equally underlines that he shall not bow to any influence from whosoever if it is not for the advancement of football and for the good of footballers.
Cameroon's head of state, President Paul Biya, has put smiles on the faces of relations of those who lost their lives at the Olympic Stampede during the African Cup of Nations. President Paul Biya has handed down a package of more than 80 million francs CFA to the family members of the victims that died. The ceremony was chaired by the Central Regional Governor, Nasiri Paul Biya. Our reporter, Umul Kusumi, was there and brought back this report.
6 million francs CFA as support for the bereaved families, 4 million francs CFA as funeral assistance for each of the families, bringing the amount to a total of 10 million francs CFA received by the families of the Olympic Stampede victims from the President of the Republic, Paul Biya. The cash handed to the families this February 25th in Yaoundé by the governor of the Central Region, Nasiri Paul Biya, who says it is a gesture to sympathize with them.
You know, the head of state, President Paul Biya, was very touched by what happened on that 24th night. And we are aware that people thought that the government has done nothing. And so we had to take his time to be sure of what he's going to do, to know exactly. He put himself exactly in the shoes of all those who lost their family, their loved ones. And so the message is that the head of state is always close at heart with his people. The head of state always listens to his people, and the head of state always responds to his people.
Though with a heavy heart, the recipients express joy and happiness as they say thanks to the head of state.
Monsieur le gouverneur, les familles des personnes décédées vous prient de transmettre au chef de l'État ce mot de remerciement et de reconnaissance. Merci, Monsieur le Président, pour ce geste de cœur.
The 8 families, it should be recalled, lost their sons and daughters on the 25th of January at the Olembe Stadium in an attempt to watch the match between Cameroon and Comoros during
football-related news. Clubs of Elite 1 and 2 have received the first installment of the Fika Food subvention to prepare their teams for the upcoming football season. Now, the announcement was made this day in Yaoundé during the installation ceremony of the appointed members of the traditional council. Clubs will equally receive additional 3 million francs CFA, as we end the following report with our reporter, Haisantia.
These are the members of the Transitional Council of the Cameroon Professional Football League, commissioned into function this day by FECAFOOT President Samuel Etofis. General Pierre Semengi and his collaborators, conscious of the heavy task ahead and ready to take the ball by the horn for a better football championship.
I'll do my best, let's say with our patriarchs, the general, and the others member, so that we'll give a good result, a good championship, and then that the president, Mr. Eto, that he wouldn't be disappointed for the confidence, for the trust he did in us.
And as earlier announced by the Cameroon Football Federation, that Elite 1 and 2 clubs will receive the sum of 20 million and 12 million CFA francs respectively. As subventions, an additional 3 million francs is being added to each of the clubs for gadgets. The first division teams have already received 12 million and 7 million for second division clubs ahead of the kickoff of the new football season. The finance resources highly lauded by the team presidents.
That is exactly what gives the quality and the standard of every championship, the prize money. Because it sets the pace, it gives clubs the opportunity to recruit quality players, it gives investors the opportunity to be able to invest in the business, because that's it. We have to be looking at football as every other business.
A moral booster for clubs gearing up preparations for the new promising championship.
We came in a situation that the president of FECAFOOT, Samuel Eto'o, is trying to put things in good place. So we are just hoping and praying that things should move successfully.
Many hoping to see a more colorful and more professional championship when the Jamboree starts on March 12, 2022.
Now, days after an accident claimed at least 5 lives near Bankante in the west region of Cameroon, road users have been urged to maintain speed limits and to be more prudent on the road. The campaign was carried out by the Divisional Delegate for Transport in collaboration with the Road Safety Team. Our reporter, Stephanie Chin, completes that story.
A release from the Divisional Delegation of Transport says high speed and recklessness are among the major causes of road accidents on the Yaoundé-Bankante road axis. Bankante is again in the spotlight after at least 5 persons died on February 22nd. A combined road safety operation to sensitize drivers and road users has been initiated by the Transport Delegate for the division. Road signs were erected as a measure to remind drivers of the need to be cautious. You find youths below 30 who are truck drivers today. They don't master the highway code, road signs, and even the trucks they drive. We need speed brakes on this stretch, at least that will slow down vehicles running on high speed. Hundreds of drivers were sensitized during the recent outing by the Divisional Delegate. They were handed flyers on how to reach out in case of any misconduct. What we are doing is in line with instructions from the Ministry of Transport to ensure that we have special programs to sensitize against road accidents. These last days, we've observed that there is a lot of misconduct from drivers, most especially excess speed. We are here to intensify the fight against road accidents.
That was how we saw it for this edition of the news on Canal International. A big thank you to the producer Sharifa Saleh and to the entire technical team. And of course, don't go away for more news. Comes up on Canal International at 7:50. You have Alain Juslenkanga with the primetime news in the French language. But for me, Regina Leketandak, is goodbye and God bless.